Yes, and seeing no one else knocking the door, I think we should start. Our time is not so much for the webinar. I participated in the first webinar of the series of the webinars we are hosting this autumn, and I have to say that the time passes very quickly. Good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to the second webinar of the series entitled Green Skills of Learners and Staff. We will explore the theme of green skills of trainers and staff and share good practices and examples of integrating the sustainability practices in the daily work of adult learners. The webinar is organized as part of the SMALEI Digital Academy, the output of a project, the Erasmus Plus project entitled Sustainability Matrix for Adult Education Institutions, which aims to improve the sustainability of adult learning and education, so-called ALE providers and organizations all over Europe. SMALEI raises awareness about environmental and climate change challenges and enables ALE institutions to take concrete actions towards sustainable growth. The project is coordinated by the European Association for the Education of Adults, EAEA, in cooperation with partners from Basque Country, Germany, Belgium, Turkey, Sweden, and Poland. Today's webinar is facilitated and hosted by NGO Trainers Association, staff from Poland. And my name is Anna Scott, and I support international cooperation development in STOP, but I'm also a member of the organization, and in my heart, I'm an educator most of all. Today we're hosting two fantastic speakers and activists from the NGO sector in Poland working with adult learners on a daily basis who will share their practices. And before I introduce the speakers, just a quick remark. The webinar is being recorded, so if you do not wish to be then present with your face and with like online presence in the recorded version of the webinar, you may turn off the camera. However, you are more than welcome. You are wholeheartedly invited to join us with the camera so that we can have the contact with you and see. And so who is in the room. Today we have two wonderful speakers with us. We have Ewa Smuk, Stratenwerth, an educator and founder of the Ecological Folk University in Grzybów, who will tell us a little bit about adult learning in the local community, how it works, what prejudices the university has met, and how they have approached them. And Ewa has a small presentation for us to visualize what Ecological Folk University in Grzybów is doing. And we have Anna Markuszewski, educator and guide at Forest Walks, Leśne Spacery, vice president of the Polish Forest Bathing Association, and if I may mention, a STOP member as well. Adam lives in Warsaw and offers guided walks and so-called forest bathing in the Campinos forest, and will bring the perspective of an educator who is working in an urban area and who also does eco audits to NGOs in Poland. We as STOP have been also experiencing this eco audit and are waiting for the final results and instructions and suggestions what we can do to improve. Today's webinar is held around the topic of green skills of learners and staff, and we'd like to approach practical experiences and practices, the real hands-on practices of our educators. And I would like to start with the first question. Just a couple of words about the structure. I will invite our speakers in a moment to answer the first question. Adam will speak first. I'm sorry. And then Ewa will follow up as well. And Ewa will show us a short presentation of what the Ecological Folk University is doing. And then you're more than welcome to ask questions. You're more than welcome to write them on chat. I would love this webinar and this meeting to be interactive and serve you and your interests. I have a couple of my questions as well that are running around the topic of green skills of learners and staff, following the areas and sub-areas of the matrix that we've developed in the project partnership. However, you are more than welcome, all the participants, to ask your questions, get in the interaction, and follow the topics of your interest that you would like to deepen and have a more detailed or clear vision of. So my first question, dear speaker, to warm us up, dear speakers, is what green skills of learners and staff mean to you? And I'd like to ask Adam to speak as the first.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for invitation to this webinar. So maybe in the beginning, I would like to tell you more about forest bathing, because I don't know if you know this concept. The forest bathing or forest therapy is a concept that came from Japan from 80s. Like it was invitation for people who were working too much to go to the forest and breathe fresh air full of phytoncides. It's a kind of you can say kind of oil that comes from the trees that helps you to relax, because there were this is science-based maybe medicine or practice which allows people just to feel more calm and feel more relaxed. And what we found, and maybe it is good for green skills, is that when people are in contact with nature, they understand, they love nature, they can protect it with more more strongly, I may say. And also there was research about the kids who were spending more time in nature when they were young. Yes, so they can deal with problem solving on better than people who did not have that intense contact. So what we do is like the root, I may say, to make a bond with nature through being in the forest. Because what I have found is that people don't spend time in nature too much, like they do not travel to other forests in the city or around. They maybe know one that is close, but it's not a destination for their like local travel. So through these activities, they can make a path even when they use public transport to the national park. They are surprised. Okay, so this is the bus. I can go there, and they have this new new path. Yeah, exactly. They can learn about each other. So during the forest bathing, people use senses to know the environment better. They know how they react. And what I do as also a trainer, I was thinking that there must be a moment when they can share their emotions or their experiences with other people. And this is so important that they can say, I experienced that, and other person say, okay, I experienced something different, but we were still in the same environment. We were watching the same trees, and they have different language. They see, more or less the same things, but the approach is different. So this is something about also the learning about differences, that we can approach the same thing in different ways. Also, people had a problem to have rest, or have a leisure time. Then they don't know how to relax. And this is one of the practices that can help people to stay calm in the forest, relax. And this is the base how people can learn more after. So when you are leading a project or the workshops, when you give people a lot of data, a lot of facts, you can think, okay, so maybe let's start with a forest walk, that they could relax, that they could be calm enough to get more information, because when people are, chill out, so they can learn better. And there is one theory, attention restoration theory, that came from Kaplan's, and they say that we have a different part of brain responsible for different parts of we say building knowledge. And when people are in nature, in the forest, for example, they use like this soft fascinations. They can relax, and in a different part of brain, their tasks, the tables, what they have do can transform, and new ideas came up. Yeah, so this is the base for the green skills, I may say, also to know people better, to understand nature, because people are surprised that the forest that they know, for example, it's because of senses, because they experience the forest in a different way. This is something new, something incredible for them. And this is the way how we build bonds with the forest. So we strengthen that bond. The other thing that eco audit, like Anna said before, this is the job that I do for social economic enterprises, like small and medium. And what we do in the beginning is we want to help people save money for media, because they're spending much more for energy, for water, for heating. And we are going to their place and have a like we are looking how they, as a NGO or the socio-economic enterprise, how they work, what is their culture around what they are doing exactly. Because in the behaviors, there's we can change something. So we also measure how much energy they spend, like when they put on the printer, and when it's and it's on all day. And we later said, okay, this is the amount of energy that the printer gets, and this is the exact money that you spend for this printer for that day. Maybe it will be better for you that you switch it off for a moment, or save energy. And when people just discover that their little behaviors can support the savings of energy, and they see numbers, this supports change.
Thank you, Adam, very much for answering the question. I can see there are two questions on the chat already. Let's keep them for a moment, and let's move to Ewa to share with her answer to the question, and then we'll follow with the questions on chat. Ewa, you're muted. I think you would need to open turn on the mic, and then just the question to our hosts from you.
Okay.
If you can...
Yeah. So I wanted to show a few slides, mainly because I would like to I try to udostępniam ekran, but I don't know how to, but you have my presentation as well, yes?
Your presentation, I can share it.
Yeah, maybe that would be better because I cannot find it when I share the screen.
Is it working now?
I don't see it myself, the share the screen. I see only my emails, yes. Okay, I will see. Oh, it's
the
here.
Presentation,
Yes?
Can you see it?
Yes, I see it. And the others also see it. Yes, I think. Yeah. Do you see the stork? Do you see the stork on the
Yes,
slide?
yes.
Yes,
We can
Ewa,
see.
we do. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you a lot. So I wanted to show some slides answering the question. Okay, I think I will leave it like this. Because the green skills of learners and staff, we are in a village, in a rural background, so maybe approach I have quite similar like Adam, but we have a different background, we have a different circumstances. So this is our, you can say, stork with our willows, and maybe the main thing we try to do is that we are living what we are preaching on our eco farm in Poland, and for us it's quite important because for many people it's quite convincing that we are not teaching something what we are not doing every day. So we have the small farm, we have small production, we do bread and cheese, but we also, people can see that we care for biodiversity. So we plant trees, we plant hedges. And from the time we started, it was more than 30 years ago. Now in our initiative, there is almost 30 people working. So there are a few organizations, cooperative, foundation, association, and private enterprise. And these people are mainly local people. And it's also interesting because local people, they use more in nature than the people in the cities. But we realize with my husband, we've both come from the cities, that they do not usually appreciate it that much because they have too much of it. So sometimes working with us, we are learning together how to appreciate it more. And I will give you a few examples. For example, we realize courses, just workshop for children, small workshop for children. And nowadays we have up to 3,000 participants per year. And now in the beginning, we and my husband, we were running the activities. And now only people in our team who are local people, they run activities. So they, about the farm, about the beekeeping, about bumblebees, about the ecological bread baking. And we also, I will just show a few slides with different activities so you have an idea what we do. Like, for example, we promote diversity of seeds, like with exchanges of seeds and inspiring people to collect seeds themselves, to be more independent. And we also, because we have the farm, and we also want to work with the diversity of soil organisms. So the people are aware of importance of the soil. The soil we are losing every year. We have less and less soil because we have more and more cities, more and more roads, and the soil is so fragile and needs so much care. So we have different activities on soil and on importance how to bring fertility to soil again. Also, we have activities of the importance of plants diversity, wild plants, and also farm plants. And as a method, we also use a lot of learning from, you can say, masters in brackets. It means that people who are more experienced, often in our school, farmers are the teachers. We are not afraid that farmers are not good teachers. They are great teachers. And also there's something what Adam mentioned, that it's very important to have a direct contact with nature. So we also help people to have direct contact also with animals, also with farm animals. So they are aware of their excellent biology. And we have also a network of farmers. We are in the middle of Poland when this red dot is, but we cooperate with the farmers all over Poland. We organize also events for them to exchange knowledge. And just few slides about the courses that we do. For example, we do 2 years courses on organic farming, where we teach about soil, about plants, about animals, and about the importance of diversity, but everything is around agroecology. And there's quite a lot of internships. And also I wanted to say, you could notice a bit on the previous slide that also lessons are not only in classes, they are also in the field. But here's a lesson in a class because it's late autumn. And for example, we try to teach also kind of astronomy. It is astronomy, but just to understand that we are from the same dust as the whole world, just to feel a bit more sympathy, empathy for the world. And for local people, we also do classes because the people for these classes on organic farming, we realize that they're mainly coming not from the region, that they come from all over Poland, and often with a city base or high university education, even sometimes PhD. But we try to also to teach local people. So for example, here you have a course which is for local people and how to use things from your garden, because the problem nowadays is that the people neglect their gardens in the villages and they go to supermarket next to them and buy food, which is a real shame, you can say. So we also have classes of teaching basic agroecology, and we also try to work with church, which is very strong in Poland and in a way difficult to work with. So we try to show, particularly after the Pope Francis encyclical Laudato Si was published, that this is really within the Christian social teaching that we have to care for creation. And it's quite difficult work, I must admit, but we try. And maybe the last 2 slides is we also have short courses. For example, this is adults who want to learn more how to teach biodiversity, or how to teach about climate change, or how to start and run community-supported agriculture initiatives. So we have courses on it. And maybe the last slide, what does it mean for me, is that I am very concentrated on the fact that I would like that we do not focus only on telling about the dangers of climate change, which is of course crucial, but we also work how to work towards new paradigm. And I like the name of Ecozoic, which comes from the books of Thomas Berry. And it's like how to create new approach to the world around us, to the nature. So we are not exploiting, but we are connected. This is actually what Adam was talking about. So thank you for seeing these few slides. This is the last slide of our farm animals. And then I can answer other questions. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much, Ewa. I think I can stop sharing the screen as well. Oh yeah, it's working. It's working now. So dear participants, you know what our speakers are doing in their daily activities. You are more than invited to ask questions. You can either raise your hand or type a question on chat. For the moment, we had 2 questions, I think addressed to Adam, because they appeared when Adam was introducing himself and what green skills mean for him. And Adam, the question was, which kinds of outdoor activities do you offer, and do the trainers utilize their experiences in the classroom or in their educational context?
Okay, thank you for the questions. Yeah, so what is this forest walking? What we are doing? Yeah, we just slowly walk through the forest with few stops during the way. We start with in the beginning with the body exercises, with breathing, and then we just focus on sight, smells, touch, and hearing, and we divide the senses that we can later make a deeper being in the forest when you combine them together after the walk. And we work with more than 5 senses. Scientists said that there are like 33 senses. Maybe there are even more, but I heard about that number. So we are trying to build the experience around this those senses, and we later when people are more settled, I may say, in the forest, we propose them invitation that also is strengthening the bond with the forest. They can experience something new. What is important for me, and maybe it can be also important for Ewa, because when people are in the forest or they are walking in the garden, there is a bacteria, Mycobacterium vaccae, that rises the level of serotonin, so the happiness hormone in our bodies. So when people get like scientific information in the beginning of the walk, what it gives you to be in the nature, how it can support your nervous system, so they can understand that nature is not something that dangerous, but they support you. So I will also about the classrooms. So I will share with you one experience that I had as a trainer, because we were in the like educational center next to National Park, and we spend so much time indoors, not using the opportunity to go outside and being there for most of time. And later it was very strong maybe experience or reflection about this process, that it could be totally different workshop when we spend it outside. But when we do the trainings or workshops indoors, we just try to maybe master so many things, like, you know, you have white walls, you have chairs, you have tables, and nothing more. And when you are going to nature, you see that trees that are, you know, in different shapes. You have dead trees. What can give you some more information about life and death cycle, because we lost that connection in the city, that we do not see like seasons that much, or this cycle. So yeah, we are learning more about life in nature. Richard Louv who wrote the book last Children of the Forest. I cannot remember the title of the book now. He said during the meeting that when teachers were working in the classroom and they will comparing to teachers that sometimes take their classes and go into the nature, those who were outside in outdoors, they were has less burnout, or it was the burnout came slower. So this is also important for me, that use it also for you when you take a group outside.
Thank you, Adam, very much for this insight of going to the forest being actually a well-being activity as well. We have a question from August for both Ewa and Adam, and I will ask Ewa to speak first to reach the more influence for more educators, to reach the influence of more educators and trainers in Poland. What kind of cooperation or opportunities do you hope for or wish for? And Ewa, would you like to answer the question?
Yeah. Thank you very much. I will ask this question, also the next question from Alicia, because, for example, we feel we have more influence in whole Poland than in our region. Like there is a saying that that it's the darkest place is under the lamp, and it's somehow true. That, for example, when we have presentations or lectures or people come to us, we feel that the impact in Poland is quite big. Many people know us and they say, oh, I heard about you, or I visited you. Even children who visited us 20, 30 years ago, they say, oh, we were at your farm and it was such a beautiful day, and so on. And with the local people, it's somehow difficult to work. And now we started a big project that I think will last 10 years or maybe 20 years. It's the Original Weaving Club. It's a project that we want to directly work with people in our region. And we try to find new ways of working with them. Not the same that, for example, working in a city, sometimes a spark is needed to start a fire. And with local people, you need a lot of patience and you need to listen to them. You need to find ways how to approach them. And for me, it's my dream that with a team of younger people, I'm starting this new project that bioregion weaving lab. It means that you are weaving, yes, like a craft. We try to weave between farmers, teachers, between local authorities. So they start to respect what they have around. They start to love what they have around them and appreciate it, and also look for ways how to also maybe find new ways of income, starting some eco initiatives. So thank you very much for this question.
Adam, and how about you?
In our NGO, so Polish Forest Bathing Association, we are like more than 60 people. And each year after the trainings, the number, is growing, and we are trying to be in many regions of Poland. So it is important that that people could could experience like new way of being in the forest. So also cooperate with some hotels, spa, some sanatorium, some Lasy Państwowe is like a manager of the forestry, public forests in Poland. So we don't have like a big policy now how to approach them, but we will try to have the forest therapy guide as one of jobs. May say that it can be recognized by the ministry. Yeah, so we are trying to do that, and more people are walking through the forest, and some hotels or universities are interested in the researches, how the forest can influence Polish people, also because there are many researchers around the world, from Japan, Korea, from US, from many countries, and some hotels are interesting to build the trails nearby, or even the public forests are more into that approach to set that kind of educational path, maybe more sensual, more experiencing, not only like giving some biological informations about the forest. So this is new approach.
If I make a comment, I remember how important it was in the pandemic when we had access to the forests, and how forests suddenly became a point of reference, like a central point, because they were in place for relief, for breathing, for going out. And when there was a moment that they wanted to kind of limit the access, there was a high protest of people. Like people really got in saying no, like really actively.
Yeah. And I hear that the same was in the US when I took part in a webinar, and one woman from US said that after the pandemic period, so many people just walk through the forest. Yeah, and I think that more and more interest on forest bathing is because of COVID and this missing link. People just discovered that something was wrong, that they need to rebuild this connection.
Let's take it as a kind of guiding star that came out from the moment of crisis we had. And let's move to another question. Another question is, do you have a seminar concept for the trainers for outdoor training? And that's an open question, but I don't know, Ewa or Adam, who would like to answer? Perhaps you have an idea for a seminar, for a concept.
Mm-hmm. We actually don't. In the beginning of our activity, we did something like the course of seminars for farmers who want to use their farm as a place of education. And it was 30 years ago, and a few farms were doing it, and we also prepared publications to help them. But later, Polish governmental agriculture counseling office, it's ODR in Polish, they actually started to do it themselves. They call it educational farms, and we don't do it anymore. I mean, we don't train other farmers, only if they come to us and they learn from us and we share the experience. But we don't do the training of the trainers. We more do now training of the teachers in folk high schools, because we are also connected with the Polish network of folk high schools. And for example, for other folk high schools, we try to introduce these green skills for both for the school, that the school, like we try that majority of our food is organic, that we have waste segregation, we have solar panels and so on. But we want also to work with other folk high schools to encourage them to transform towards the same direction. And also that the teaching is, that the ecology is not like a hobby okay, we have craft, you have, for example, regional tradition, and you have ecology. We want to show that this ecology sustainability is a must, is something what has to be in every school. It has to permeate our education. So we do this for now for folk high school teachers. So it's from me, answer.
Okay, our NGO organized like the once a month the meeting of guides, so that we can exchange some informations, and yeah, we support each other. So this is like a mutual support and learning. And there are many like private initiatives that train people in forest bathing and forest therapy. So was this year a mentor during that one of the courses for the guides. So yeah, the opportunities are growing.
Thank you very much, Adam, for answering the question. And let's move to the next one. Martina is asking, what are the small steps others can introduce to work in a more regenerative way? Adam, during the workshops, when you have to do it indoors, and Eva, in the work of organization, where to start with that transformation?
So I can share with you something that I introduced after practicing forest bathing, that we start with grounding, I may say. So with a little movement, with checking how do we feel today, what is around, how the space looks like, how the people looks like, and then when we are more relaxed, we do some little breathing exercise, and then we can start after some time. So that I introduced during the storytelling workshops that were in the museum inside. So I did it in many other workshops also.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
Yes.
The small steps. Actually, I would maybe give an example that sometimes or a few times we had people who visited us and asked us if they can accompany us in everyday educational activity, and I said yes. And then later I found out that they did a copy of what we have, a real copy. And in a way, for me, it was a little bit strange, because association that we started 30 years ago, we call it seed, ziarno in Polish, because I think we try to share seeds of inspiration. So, for example, another person in Lublin region in southern Poland, in a village, they were inspired, but what we do, and they started their own educational center, and they do their own way, and we are very, very happy. We cooperate together. So I think the best is that somebody takes the inspiration and tries to develop something what is responding better to his own passions, to his own understanding, and still keeping cooperation and the exchange of ideas. And always we have to remember that when we start, it's small, yes, and it's not always very encouraging. Like, for example, in the beginning, me and my husband, we had a bit difficult, because we were from the cities, and the people were in the village, they were very skeptical. Oh, they came from the city, and we needed time, so the people started to trust us. So, but then it's very important not to get discouraged, not to get burned out. I have a saying: if someone asks me, "Are you not burned out?" I say, "No, I'm burning, but I never burn out." And it's very important, yes, that I have this attitude that that it's just my mission. This is what I want to do in life. Yes, it's important, and I do it step by step. Maybe 1 year it's very successful, next year it's not so successful, but I have this conviction that it's something what I have to do. Okay, I hope I answered the question.
Thank you.
I would like to add something, because whenever you were talking, I was thinking about the needs of people. That sometimes when we are working in NGOs or we are activists and we are fighting for something, so this something is more important than us and our needs, and we start to make more care about ourselves and feel what do we need in this moment. So this is also one of the approaches that we have, that we can check, do we feel okay in this moment? Can we start and go further?
Thank you very much, Adam. I think we kind of naturally made a step towards resources, because there was a question about the Japanese name of the practice of the forest bathing. I could see Adam already answered. And I've been wondering, perhaps you have good places to go to for the tools that are useful, like pedagogical tools, materials, resources that can be used by educators to work with developing green skills. What would be your go-to places or your inspirational places?
So I can share one of my sources. Like this is ANFT. So this is Association of Nature and Forest Therapy from US, because Amos Clifford, who is a founder of this association, he took the knowledge from Japan, what they are doing, and tried to make a structure how people can go to the forest and not just walking, but do some little things. And yeah, his work is really impressive. And I think it was this month. No, I think that it was October. So there was an international webinar, and you can find it on YouTube. What is his approach? How he can work with nature? Yeah, it was not only Amos Clifford himself, but there are more webinars just there on YouTube. So I will put the name of this association on the chat.
Thank you very much, Adam.
And also I am now publishing on the chat. I just have to do it. Just wait a moment. Okay. A website to our, a link to our website, where we have quite a lot of publications with scenarios, lesson scenarios or ideas for courses. And it was done during different Erasmus Plus project. So we have also curricula of the courses of, and you can find some ideas that we try to share with others. And it's actually, we have very, very nice partners in our projects from Switzerland, from Denmark, from Germany, because we strongly felt that we have quite nice diversity in Europe concerning these different methods, and we can learn from each other. So this publication, they were done in cooperation. So also we have a book called Folk High School Facing the Challenges of Anthropocene, where we try to also suggest some different steps we can take. So you are welcome to use the website.
Thank you very much, Ewa. So we'll be waiting for the link. And I have two more questions to our speakers. The first one is whether you have met any time within your practice of adult education, any green resistance in the learners, you know, like whether they're saying, no, it's I don't know, greenwashing, no, it's I don't know, too much campaigning, no, I don't agree, because like the resistance in opening up to green transformation, to ecology, more sustainable behaviors and choices. Ewa, would you like to go first?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, we met it a lot. Yes, a lot. First of all, we are working in a village, and actually our village is very strongly on the, you can say, right side of the political scene. So they listen a lot to we have such a TV, Republika, which, for example, published recently a film called Truth, and it was a very strong film denying the climate change. Yes, so we really have a lot of.
You accidentally, I think, muted yourself.
Yeah. We have a lot of contact with people like that, so we have to talk, we have to explain. And on the other side, our students that come to us, which I mentioned, they are mainly city-based, well-educated. They are often leftist, radical leftist. So, for example, no meat, no, and then it's very interesting to create a situation when these two worlds can meet. And I think it's very important that we try to provide space when people who have totally different opinion, who are climate denialists, meet with these vegan strong activists and they just meet, yes, like in a class or in a situation, and that we provide a space for them to meet. So I think we have to be prepared that we meet a lot of those who think totally differently. And like there is quite good newspaper in Poland, it's called Rzeczpospolita, and this newspaper gave me a reward for my green work. And 3 months later, they published article that the organic farming is just greenwashing. I was so upset. And I wrote to them. And first there was no answer. And then I wrote again and again and again. And finally, they published my article. Yes, because I said, first you give me a reward. And then you write that organic farming is greenwashing, yes? So in a way, it needs patience to react to this situation. But I think we will always meet situations which are critical.
Thank you, Ewa, very much. Adam, how about your experiences of green resistance?
Sometimes when you are walking with a group into the forest, someone can experience biophobia. So they I say, okay, I'm afraid of ticks, for example. So some people say that they are afraid to be in the forest. So I say, okay, so you can stay on your blanket and experience what is just behind the blanket, just next to you. You don't have to go somewhere and touch the trees even. So you just can touch the leaves, the grass, and this is all okay. And when people are in a bigger group, in a community, when they feel safe, so less and less dangerous things can happen, and they really like make the space more friendly, and this biophobia is passing, and they feel better. And during eco auditing, there is also like resistance on I want to change my behavior. I feel comfortable as it is. I won't change anything. And then when people see numbers, as I said, the amount of money and what they are doing as a organism, like as a whole, so it gives some new inputs for those people, and it can help to change the mindset and approach.
Thank you very much. We have 2 minutes left, I know, but I really want to ask the last questions. I really want to ask the last question, not to finish up with the sense of having just the resistance in the learners. If you could have one wish for adult education and educators, a tip or a trick, or how we could get a step closer to work sustainably, what would that be? A tip or a trick, one wish.
My one wish is that if the people can get out of their, I might be not nice term, but in their holes. They sometimes I feel that they are in the holes of for example, recently I meet people who are really denialists, that they say, no, there's no problem, everything is run by big companies, they want money, and I would be very happy if they open their eyes and see that maybe the reality is totally different that they are sitting in. So a change of the mindset, yes.
Thank you very much, Ewa. So to open the eyes for those who haven't opened them so far, if we may say so. Adam, what would be your wish?
Okay, my wish would be just spend more time in nature, even sit for like 15 minutes, just without your phone, but just watching what can happen. So for some people, it can be very strong experience. Just like that, to be in nature, and and maybe one more thing, use tools for green transformation, more opportunities, more programs, because I'm a part of the SCIFT project, international project. I put the link on the chat. And with Denmark and Italy, we are supporting like the small and micro social economy enterprises to change the way how they are on the market. So use opportunities that you have, that they pop up. I think they will be even more in the future, because the green transformation is getting stronger. So yeah, I think this is, look for opportunities for you.
Thank you very much, Adam. I'm feeling like a tap on the shoulder. That's exactly what STOP did with the Eco Audit. We reach out to you to offer this service to us. So I'm very happy you are kind of having this as the last element of our webinar today. Thank you very much, dear speakers, for your time, presence, and contribution today. We've explored a little bit from the practice, the green skills of learners and staff, how we can work in this area, with different green tools from the practical perspective. We wish you a good afternoon, and we wholeheartedly invite you to the next webinar that's going to be taking place in 2 weeks. Also, held by our partnership, will be online. It will be in lunchtime. So see you then, and wish you a good afternoon. Bye-bye. You can, I think, stop recording. And
Thank you very much.